how's it going? Welcome to Black Wall Street Academy. So this is technically my first official YouTube video, and I'm gonna be dropping a video today on like the best scalping strategy of 2021, and that's period. And this will be going based off of real data, real volume, and stuff like that. So showing you real stats of where banks are buying and selling. So here at Black Wall Street Academy, we don't trade like the retail traders do. We trade institutionally. So with that being said, which means we follow the trades that the banks take, and we go with the people who are actually the market makers, who have the power to move the market instead of going against them and losing money. So with that being said, I'm going to show you a strategy today where you'll be able to successfully actually scalp really well on the 15-minute just using volume and price action. So like I said, I don't use indicators. I just use actual, volume, you know what I mean, and price action and order blocks and things like that. So if you want more videos like this where I'm dropping value, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'll be dropping a lot of values. I'll actually be dropping an individual video just on volume alone. So that'll be really, really good. And I'll be dropping a lot of really free value. I do have a course coming out in like, I don't know, like 30 days. I still have to, you have to film it and stuff like that. But you'll be able to get 25% off that course. Once I get the link for the course, you'll be able to get pre-sale VIP access. And I'm going to cap that at just a few hundred people. And you guys will be able to get 25% off of my course. So going here, I'm going to explain to you real quick how the volume profile indicator works. So this breaks down each block here is a session. So like every day, every session this starts over. So this session is different from this session, you know what I mean? So they show you exactly how much volume being traded in what areas in a particular day or session's range. In this case, this is the session volume indicator, and you'll be able to actually get this indicator for free to put on your MetaTrader 4 charts. The link will be down in the description. So go ahead and check that after the video is over. So you have a few kind of basic things here. You see a number here, 30233.00. Let me actually zoom in on that. Scoot over a little bit. And I am showing you on MetaTrader 4. Just for example purposes, I actually don't usually try to use MetaTrader 4 for analysis or anything like that. But you have a few basic things right here that you kind of notice right away. You have plot points, the coordinates. You have 30233.00. You have 30070.00, and you have 29937.00. So between this bottom white line and this top white line there, and then you have this middle line. So this is kind of like a zone right here where this box right here that it automatically created for you. It's kind of like a zone where 70% of the volume in this particular session has been traded. So what does that tell you? That tells you that this is where most of the traders and most of the banks are actually placing their buy and sell orders in terms of like where they want price to go. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Just note that in your notes that there are this is 70% of the volume is actually traded within this box right here. Everything else up here is just kind of like the bank's building liquidity. So you can look to find buy and sell entries at the middle line. That's this kind of yellowish one. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. That's just kind of the yellowish one, and that's called the point of control. And if you notice right here, you can see that that is where the most volume was actually traded at. It actually shows you via graph. So if you've ever just had basic school and you're able to see like kind of view graphs and see how they work, you can see right here, this is the actual most where the most volume was traded at any given time during this session. So this current session that happened already. So scrolling over, you can use this point of control for actual entries. You can kind of think of this as support and resistance. You know what I mean? These levels, the higher the volume here, the more support and or resistance, depending on what, if you're looking to go long or short, how it applies. So I'm going to do something real quick, and I'm going to show you something pretty crazy actually. It's going to show you exactly where to enter on this trend that already happened. So I'm going to put a line tool right here. Boom. And then what do you notice at the point of control, which is what the middle line is called? I usually make that some other color like yellow or red, depending on how you like your charts. But you can see right here at the point of control where the most volume happened during this particular session. Let's just say you caught it right here coming up, and your point of control is right here. Like I said, this would be automatically plotted for you. What happened? Price broke the point of control where the most volume happened, and then retraced back to the point of control where it would be. And from there, you had a very, very nice buy that you could have scalped. You can think of, like I said, this actual volume as support and resistance. So there is a lot of support right here because support slash volume, because this is where the highest volume was created. So if your directional bias was a buy after you've done your market analysis, and I use this in my market analysis every day, and then you can see that exactly where the trend likes to pretty much take off. So being able to see that is extremely powerful because you have an advantage over every other trader. You're able to see exactly where the most volume is happening, which means if you're even halfway decent at least market analysis and determining where the directional bias of a trend using the higher time frames, all you have to do is go down to your lower time frames and actually use your actual volume analysis along with other confirmations in order to snipe really perfect entries in the market. You could have entered at any point right here on these candles after, I would say, after you broke above and you had a retest of this point of control right here where the most volume happened, is when you're going to try to snipe an entry. So I would have personally done it on this candle. Once I seen that it was closed as a long wick rejection, I would have sniped a buy entry right here, because a long wick rejection candle is a reversal candle, if you know a price action. So even the current session right now, you can see that it's currently trying to sell off. Let me actually straighten this out a little bit. It's currently trying to sell off, and you have the highest point right here of volume, and you have the lowest point of volume. So in between these two is going to be where the most 70% of the volume that actually happened. Then you have this yellow point of control right here, and when you have the current session with this indicator, it'll actually show you the current session with a dotted line, showing you. So what's happening right here at the point of control, you can see on US 30 on the 15-minute, it's currently several candles have rejected this point of control as resistance. And it just so happens that this is also exactly where the most volume had occurred. So if you would have done your market analysis correctly and you would have gotten the sell directional bias, then you would have been able to snipe an entry at really any one of these candles. Once you realize that the next several candles were actually all going to be rejection candles, and they did not have enough volume to actually push past and push up past this old high right here, then you know it's going to be selling off. So you can target this old low as a take profit, because banks always chase liquidity. And like I said, I'll be dropping future videos for you guys on most of this stuff that I'm talking about, giving out free value. The really deep stuff I have to preserve for my mentorship students, but of course, the value that I'm going to drop is going to be almost insanely valuable to you guys, and you guys will be able to learn a lot more about institutional trading and being able to trade on the right side of the money. So you can see right here that these are just acting as resistance. You know what I mean? These are acting as resistance right here, and there hasn't really been much volume traded at the time of this video. It is December 24th right here. So it's Christmas Eve, and not gonna be very much volume on US 30 because it's an index of the Dow Jones and everything's closed. But anyways, you can see right here this is resistance. So when New Year's come after New Year's on January 1st, I'm actually going to be looking to go short on US 30 because of how it's positioned and how the volume is positioned currently right now. It's actually been slowly selling off from right here. So what you can do is you can use this point of control right here to actually plan entries. So kind of a rule with volume analysis, you should always plan your entries around the points of control, all right, and around where the most volume is, because if your directional bias is a buy, for example, right here, you can see that it broke and then retraced and rejected off of the point of control area in order for it to go up. Let's look at a few more examples. Let me see here. Delete this real quick. So let's look at just a couple more examples of how you can use that in order to kind of secure a bag. So you can see right here, same thing during this session during the US 30. Let me zoom in a little bit. Just a little bit. You can see right here, this is between these two right here. This is where 70% of the volume overall in this big box was traded. And recently, you can see that the yellow point of control is right here going across. If you put a horizontal line right here real quick, and this is going to be my last example real quick, what happened? Horizontal line, we're going to put it right here where the point of control is. Bam. It's pretty much perfect. Scroll over. What happened? At the point of control, if your directional bias was a sell that day, you would have been correct on this trade. It broke the point of control, and then it came back and retested it actually with this candle. And from there, you had a lot of selling pressure happening at the point of control. Look at that. This beautiful rejection off the point of control for a sell. And you would have been able to catch all of those pips. And then the new session started with this one. but you would have been able to have a basic 2 to 1 or 3 to 1 or even a 4 to 1 ratio take profit smashed on US 30, which would have at least 10x your account. As you know, US 30 is very volatile. So that's just an example of how you can use volume to actually scalp the markets. Like I said, on this US 30 trade for right here, for example, there's multiple opportunities to get entries at different points of high volume. The point of control is just the highest. This right here is another really high point of volume. You know what I mean? So you can still plan entries around the support and resistance. Also, in future videos, I'm going to be going deeper into a little bit deeper into actual volume analysis. There's a little bit more to it than that, but that's just kind of like the basics so that you guys can actually know, what things mean and stuff like that. I highly encourage you to, like I said, to click the link in the description. And you'll be able to get this indicator for free, and you'll be able to use it and put it on your MetaTrader 4 so that you can actually see and use what I just taught you. Also, while you're down there, make sure you subscribe, thumbs up the video, comment if you got any value out of this video, and I have the link to my socials down there as well. Follow me on Instagram at forex and you guys have a good day.